लिख दिया मैंने।
नहीं नहीं सर।
क्या कल आपका फोटो देखा इनॉग्रेशन में भवेश भाई का घर का?
हाँ
हाँ हाँ। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। अभी हो जाएगा अभी।
हो गया हो गया।
ओके, थैंक्स थैंक्स। ओके, सबको मेरा नमस्कार। सब दिस इज इंटरनेशनल मास्टर एंड FIDE सीनियर ट्रेनर शेखर साहू welcomes you on behalf of Sports Authority of Gujarat and Gujarat State Association to this intermediate training session. I'm sorry for the technical problem. There was some problem. Yeah, thank you very much. This is International Master and FIDE Senior Trainer Sekhar Sahu. Welcome. Hello everybody. Sorry for the technical delay. Now we are all set. To start with, we will do some uh, warming up combination. Then I will take you to some opening variation and end games, etc. So let us see. Let us have a look at it. White has the better game. How should white play? White has better center, better pieces. Very old game, 1911. 110 साल पुराना. How did white play? Bishop sacrifice. This is the correct one. One move delay, everything, all your chances will go. Just one move delay, you remove the bishop, everything is gone. So check is working because then the knight and queen will join the attack. In olden days, attack was the only thing. In olden days, positional chess was less. Tactics and attack played the main role. You have to capture, only move, and the knight joins, and then it is finished. Now only move, then queen joins. No matter what you do, it is lost. What you do, whatever you do now, the point is you must take with check. You should not give time to opponent. If you do this, defense will come. So check, check, and now it is all over. This is difficult to meet now. He will never able to come rook f8, and now the white move, rook is coming. Rook is coming. He cannot do anything about it. Nothing can be done. Hopeless position. Then rook, once rook comes, queen h7, rook is joining, so there is no chance. So the whole point is a quiet move. A quiet move. If you give check, check, there is nothing. So learn to play quiet moves. This is important. Now if you give check, you will run away. Check, check, you will run away to e8, d8. So a very simple move, and now Zugzwang. Middle game Zugzwang practically. Slater is very good. Yes, Carl Slater was a great player. He played with Laskar, the World Championship. Actually, would you believe the joke? He had a position which you could have drawn with Laskar and win the world title. But he did not like draws. He wanted to win. And Laskar punished him for that. Laskar punished him. A thematic rook, queen and rook, heavy pieces on the board. Laskar demonstrated the safer king wins. So, Carl Slater was a great player. He was great middle game understanding. Okay. Okay. Next. So this is the point. Now how to conduct the attack? If you come here, the defense is coming. Then if you come one careless move, that he will just queen will come to defense after this. All your initiative is gone. So it is important that you stop that. And now rook is coming. Helpless. Okay. So going to the next. Let's see some games. The position, it is black to play. Okay, David Howell, I think he became a GM at IM at around 10, 11 year old, very strong grand player. So here black pawn is queening, black pawn is coming here. How black should play here? Welcome, Shritu Nandi, Parth Kuntal Rawal. Now the point is that it is a very important concept how to play such positions. Black is in a winning position, but the technique is very important. No, I didn't find time to see the knight position. I didn't find time. It was a hectic day yesterday. Good morning, Devars Borgataria. Now please find out the plan. What is the method? The king is cut off. The white king is cut off by the rook. So how do you win this game? There is no move. Basically the concept. Okay, somebody suggest a plan. Okay, now I will only tell. Now here the point is you black cannot win. This is the queening square. Target. The king must join. Otherwise you cannot keep pushing. You cannot keep pushing. The king must join. The king must enter. And how the king will enter? Not rook d8, not rook d8. This is important here. Rook here. The rook here. Idea. Now the king will slip. If you come here, no, no, no. The idea is to come here and here. Suppose now you come here, the king will d2. Once the king comes to d2, the queening square is the target. Once the king comes, it's a draw. So you have to cross via this way only. This way. And then the king is cut off and you win. If the defender, rook and king join, then it is a draw. But only rook is there. King cannot cross. So this is the idea. King. Okay, the king pawn ending is lost. If you play rook check, I will take, and the king pawn ending is lost. Even if you give this, king pawn ending is lost. So he has to attack. Go. Enough. Now the point is, once again, now rook check. Now king pawn ending is draw. It is a draw. So the point is, now you have to cross. You have to cross this way. You have to cross this way, and this way, or come and winning the game. This, this. Now, if the pawn reaches the fifth rank, it is over. The king is cut off completely, and now it is a fight between the king versus rook. For example, now in this position, if it is white to play, it is a hard time. It is a draw. Please note, if it is in this position, now here, in this position, if it is white to play, it's a draw. It's a white to play draw. But now it is black to play. So everything changes. Now white to play, check, king to a4, again check, check. No progress. If it is white to play, this is a draw, but this is black to play. Everything changes in one move. I like the book Zonko Borowski, a good Russian coach, has written 4 5 chess books. He has written a book how to play the opening, how to play the middle game, how to play end game, and how not to play chess. Donko Borowski has written a lot of good books. A coach very good for intermediate player. The problem is the book is not published in algebraic language. Maybe now published by now because it is in descriptive old notation. So what is a fantastic book. In his book How to Play the End Game, he gives very good examples and shows the element of time. It's the most important thing in end game. Time. That means move, one move. For example, this position, it is white to play, draw. Black to play, win. So black to play, won the game. The pawn will now go to fifth rank. The check does not help. The pawn is moving to fifth rank and it is all over. So the whole point is that you have to slip the king. Okay, in this position. Now rook d8 here. Sorry, I think rook here. Yeah, this is okay. Even if there is, if it is black to play, he will cross over. He will cross over. White attacks, but then you just in time. Okay, I go to the next. Next. Any question here? No question. I think it is a repetition. Still, you should do it. One move. If it is white to play, now what white to do? White played king f1. What else you will do? Now, if you play rook coming here, this will lose the game. Rook check, and now push the pawn. The pawn is coming, pawn into pawn, seventh rank menu. So the whole point is he plays king, but rook check and pawn push. The pawn will is seventh rank. Maybe I made a repetition. Carpo, Siro versus Carpo. This was a repetition. This position. Now it is now black to play. What should black do? What should black do now? We need to understand lot of end games. You know, actually, Russia dominated the chess world for nearly 100 years. 100 years they dominated. And the most popular sports in Russia is chess. Soviet Union I'm talking. And no wonder they produced many strong players and many grandmasters. So this is some chess secrets of Russia. And out of uh, out of those, 25% is king pawn endgame. The chess secrets of Russia. 25% is king pawn endgame. 75% other things. So basically, you need to have a feeling for king pawn endgame, rook pawn endgame. It is essential. Then you master your endgame skill rapidly. You should know how to play rook versus two minor pieces, rook versus rook, and king pawn endgame. Because king pawn ending comes from all endgames. So this position, black to play can draw the game. No, no, not correct answer. Not correct. Try again. Not correct. Black can draw the game. बड़े बड़े प्लेयर चकमा खा जाते हैं एंड गेम एरिना. We should know what white want. Very logical thing. अभी white क्या चाहता है? White चाहता है वो g4 g5 करेगा. When you take or push, the king will enter. White plan is to push this, and once the pawn takes or capture, the king will have access and winning easy. यही प्लान है. And also his double pawn will go, he will have some extra tempo. The king will penetrate in extra tempo. तो आपको उसको रोकना है और कुछ नहीं. उसको रोकना है. So you should stop that. G4 प्लान, ये ड्रॉ है, दिस इज ड्रॉ. अभी ये टेम्पो सब जाएगा. इफ यू प्ले ऑल दिस थिंग, टेम्पो चला जाएगा. नाउ किंग विल एंटर एंड ड्रॉ. नाउ ही विल कम हियर. व्हाट एल्स? इफ यू प्ले F3, वन एंड द सेम थिंग, वन एंड द सेम थिंग. अब ये ड्रॉ हो गया. ये रूक पास पान आएगा, कुछ नहीं होगा, नथिंग विल हैपन. दिस इज अ ड्रॉ. If you push take and the king will enter, it is a easy draw. So if you play F3, draw, and if you play H3, also draw. After H5, no, this is the move. This draw. H3, take king, take king, draw. It's a theoretical draw. Now king to, don't go to this position. This is bad. These are related squares. Related square. If you go here, you lose the game. So just wait. Draw. You king E5, king E7. Again repetition. So in the game, Khalifman, FIDE world champion, he made a bad move. King B5 and lost. Now pawn push. You have to decide on the pawn. You have to decide. अब ये नहीं चलेगा. अब ये पुश करेंगे तो नहीं चलेगा. मारने के बाद जुगजुआंग, मेरे पास दो चार टेम्पो है. I have got 3 tempo. Take. I have got so many tempos. Opposition काम नहीं करेगा. Lost. This is gone. जुगजुआंग. Now double pawn कुछ नहीं होगा, and the king will penetrate and win the game. So it is very important to understand what white opponent wants. चलो ये, अरे भाई ये एंडिंग ये है, मिखाल जेसिन का दिखाओ. ओके, दिस पोजीशन, Dostoevsky is black. Mark Dostoevsky, who is well known for having written many good books, a series of good books, and also his students are all great players. Come on, this position, what should black do? I have already told earlier also, the position is winning. When you are in a winning position, do not allow counterplay. Do not allow counterplay. For example, now black has got a clear-cut plan in hand that this pawn will come and this will come, and winning easily. So nothing he can do. White cannot do anything for the plan. But if you do immediately, the king will get counterplay. Counterplay. तो आपको ये प्लान, ये ड्रॉ हो जाएगा. अब ये आ जाएगा, ड्रॉ हो, मारा मारा हो गया. अभी आ गया ये, कुछ करेंगे, ये किया तो मार देगा, ये किया तो किंग आ जाएगा. सो द होल पॉइंट इज, यू मस्ट नॉट अलाउ काउंटर प्ले. तो किंग आ जाओ, ये तो है ही है. सो किंग कमिंग एंड विनिंग इजीली. तो डू नॉट अलाउ काउंटर प्ले. नेवर अननेसेसरी. अब ये बस है, इतना बस है, ये बस है, बस हो गया. आउटसाइड पास पान निकल जाएगा. अभी हो गया. पॉन पुश किंग आएगा तो दो पास पान, एडवांस पास पान. इसका पास पान बहुत स्लो है. So the whole point is, do not allow counter play. Do not allow counter play. This is important. Veerabhadra Singh correct. Black should have played, and Suresh Bhai Chawda king J6 correct. Not allow counter play. White to play. How should White continue the game? Adrian Michaljessen, great coach and great author, and a good friend of mine. I think he has written around 30 chess books. 30 chess books. And he is of my same age, contemporary. And thanks to him and his information, I got the FIDE senior title. I did not know about it. Okay, please solve this. White to win. In end game, the element of time, that is the key. How should you win? Very simple logic. White to play and win. You want to play h5. You want to play h5. Now white plays h5. Okay, black will play now pawn into pawn. Okay, suppose alternatively, if you play king d6, the problem is he will push. The simple plan. अभी आपको देखना है 4 मूव. You capture 4 moves, then you come. You get 9 moves to queen. You capture 4 moves, you move the king and 9 moves. If you go, and he has got 7 moves, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 7. So you are down by a move. I mean, 1 move before black will queen. So there is no winning. So that is why your pawn should move in advance to h6. Then we are getting two tempo. Suppose imagine the pawn is on h6. Now you are getting, you capture the pawn in 4 moves, move, and 7, it is your move. So this is simple plan. You cannot ignore. Then pawn push, and now the king enters. It is winning easily. Take, take. Now this, it is easily winning. It is easily winning. Okay, maybe here, and now winning. Not the blocking that king. And now take that and king pawn end. So the question element of time, I am getting two tempo. The pawn reaching in advance 2 squares. So he has to take it. No problem. Now this is a very easy way. Very easy. It's Jugzwan. Now if you push f6, I will play g6. f6 is met by g6. f6 and f5, king f4 Jugzwan. So it is element of time lost. This I think a repetition. I thought it is instructive. So please find out. Welcome Adi Jain. White to play and win. Don't tell me the moves. What is the method? You just write what is the method. Here. I don't want moves. I want you write in subjective words. What is the method? कचरो उधर ही बस. The method is very simple. You have to tell me, please. I want you to hear from you. आप मुझे बताओ, what is the method of white's winning plan? This is a repetition. I gave about last week only. I gave this. Very simple. Create two passpawns. You have to create two passpawns. So very simple move. Very simple. Pawn into pawn is a draw. If you take, it's a draw. If you take, it is a draw. Here, if you take, it's a draw. No pass pawn is possible. No pass pawn. Opposition ले लिया. You come king, then k5, king draw. So extra pawn is useless here. Useless. So no, here this is two pass pawn. Creating. Welcome Mukund Agarwal. So this pass pawn, and now whatever you do, you come here also you are losing. You will play this, and this pawn will quit. You have no time to take. So he plays in the game pawn push, draw. I lost. It is whatever you do. You take. Now whatever you do, it is lost. Elementary things. I will tell you, friends. Just I now was thinking that it is so systematic now. If a player is determined, of course, just talent has to be there. Of course, there has to be just talent. If average talented player, one need not become like Fisher or Anand or Paul Murphy. One need not become a genius. Average just talent. If he works very hard, I mean, let us say 15, 1600 player. Suppose he works very hard. In 1 year, he can easily cross 2000 strength. In another 1 year, he will cross 2400 strength. It is so much systematic now has become. So in 2, 3 years time, he can become an IM. Another 1 year as GM. It is nothing but single-minded approach. You have to master the end games. You have to master all combinations. When I ask a position, if you are thinking you are not fit to become GMI, when I show a position, it should not take you more than 30 seconds. The position is winning because of this. So it has become now a science. Yeah, you have to say systematic. Master the end game, practical end game, theoretical end game. Practical end game boils to theoretical end game only. And many of your decisions becomes easier if you are knowing the end game patterns. That this ending draw, this ending is winning. This I can manage to win, or I can hold even if I am pawn down, I can draw the game. So this is very, very important. Now, even two pawn up, it is not that it is winning. If your king is cut off, even two connected pawns rook ending is difficult. Very difficult. For example, Anand versus Zero. Anand's comment. It is not easy, even though you have two connected pawns and black has nothing. Rook versus rook, it is not easy. Okay. Hello, Mukund Agarwal. Good morning. Next. Okay, I want to show you some positions, opening variations. Many players are not comfortable in some particular line. The whole point is you should always ready to work. Suppose you do not like a position, don't leave like that. You come home and work. Tournament you avoid playing that variation, okay. But don't leave a weakness. This is the main line. The many players don't like. Now, if you play some move he wants to take, suppose you play NC3, he will take and defend the pawn. So you can play E3 and NC3 safe way, semi-Slav will come. But you can play Queen C2, a line suggested and also experimented by Tony Miles. The main idea that I don't want to offer a gambit then recover. After the move, normal move, at C3, pawn into pawn, this is called the Alekhine set, Alekhine variation. Alekhine. A4, I don't want to allow B5. And this is line Geller. I think this is plus, little plus. Now this variation after E4, B5, modern theory says this is equal. Always be updated theory. When you talk of opening, always you should see the latest things. So this is not a great move. E4, B5, E5, knight D5, E5, D5, and D5, then A4, E6. All this thing has been worked out. Now, if you go back to the data, you will find white has many brilliant games. Now, pawn into pawn. Now, mechanically, they used to play and giving white a great advantage. Now, queen coming here, queen, all these things are there. But there is some grandmaster someday found out that if I have to go, why not this? Just save the pawn. I don't want to allow the bishop coming and castle. So, return the extra pawn. Return the extra pawn. Return. Now, pawn into pawn will help me develop it. So, everything changes. Whole theory changes. That is why here there is to avoid. Some players don't like all these things. So, just play queen. This is a good move. A good move, I would say. Miles, I would go to again overwriting. Let me tell you, friends, you want to master chess, least importance to the open. I give least importance to open. You need to first master the end game and then the middle game concept, middle game practice, middle game strategy. Both. When you master the art of middle game strategy, you are having a good grip on positional chess. Can't hear that. Mike serving the neighborhood. This is very bad actually. It should be stopped. It should be banned actually. Maybe it is actually officially, legally it is not allowed. Nothing can be done. You will keep on shouting for 10-15 minutes. What can you do? Want to strike the center. Clearly better. Black pieces are just blocked and passive. Winning. What to do? Now the isolated pawn. The point, the square in front of the isolation is important. A totally passive position. Systematically, you should exchange minor pieces and go to an end game where the pass pawn will be an easy target. Very systematic. Want to seize. Next the queen will come. I want to exchange queen. It is nearly lost position. No counterplay. Oh my god. What to do? This is lost. Okay, I go to another game. This is really lost. Forced. Whatever you do, it is gone. So I go to the next one. The queen c2 one. The point is he wants to now play bishop f5 at any cost. But queen b3. I don't know whether the mic is audible to you because it is disturbing me a lot. Oh. So here you should not avoid queen exchange. Right? Now if after queen exchange he loses one tempo because now the threat is, suppose you take, there is a threat of bishop takes knight and winning a pawn. That means you develop, and now he keep pawn into pawn and it's a very easy game. This is a very easy game. And also you take pawn into pawn, then it is better game. That is why queen exchange is bad for black. This is plus minus. Oh. Lead in development plus. So I recommend those players who are not happy with the semi-slab or certain things. So this variation is good line for them. This variation, queen c2 is good. For d4 players, I am recommending. I recommend queen c2, a very safe line which does not allow bf5 and also supporting the pawn, and ready is g3 bg2 castle. So see, suppose clear better. Now white has got, you can say endgame is bad and the bishop has become a giant now. Hello Samdani and Samdani, welcome. Devang Makwana. Okay, if you are not getting background notes, it's okay. Now the position is plus. So we should, somebody, if you are a d4 player and you are not happy with the main line of slab, you can play this line queen c2. For example, now this is the standard line which is ready to develop and ready to play bf5 plus. Now there is an immediate threat. That immediate threat is bishop takes knight and winning the pawn. And now if you play a6, still he will play pawn push. And anyway threat is coming. No matter what you do, pawn b5 will come. So a6 is not working. And if you play bishop takes knight, then you are giving surrendering double bishop with an easy game. Very easy game. I would play maybe here this move. I don't know. No need of this move because it's not a threat. So this is just good enough. Plus bishop pair and space. Okay, this is just bad. Next I will play h3. So save the bishop. So this turns out to be badly. This variation is safe and good. Okay, this is black is a grandmaster, strong grandmaster, and still white is better. I leave this. So Alexei 3 is a very solid player. Queen c2 will run into another tempo sometime. So I want to make sure not in white square. Next I will double up. White gets a better game. No threat. Center is better. Plus. Lead in development and better coordination. No bad piece. The bishop is outside the pawn chain. The bishop is normally here or d2 or a3. Here it is outside the pawn chain. Even you can play more cautious. A cautious player will play h3 so that the bishop remains on the safe guarded. Plus, if I leave this line, many another one I will show you. Now d4, d5, c4, e6, knight c3. A tendency that some players go for f5, which is a wrong move order. Playing the stone wall, it is a bad way to play. So I want to show you a simple way. Somebody asked me how to play a stone wall, but this is a wrong move order of stone wall. White gets a big plus after pawn into pawn. Now there is some pressure is coming here, and bad bishop is out. Enough. Actually, it is waste of time because the bishop will anyway exchange. So queen, this outpost. If you take it, double pawn is no problem. It will help me to create an outpost here. And this is the strongest minor piece, a bad piece. So you want to exchange, welcome. Plus, there is no need of this one. He could play castle and then start, but this is okay. The center clearly better. Intermediary, intermediary. The position is plus minus. After this, this is center, a badly placed piece, and attack is coming. There is a storm. The storm attack will come. The knight will enter and easy attack will come. And superior bishop, inferior bishop. This should gone. This is gone. He will lose a pawn also. He could have taken the pawn check but counter play. So this position is just plus. He wants to set right everything. Consolidation. This is just overwhelming. So the player playing f5, it is bad. d4, d4, d5, c4, e6, and c3, f5, it is bad. Now there are a tendency. Now on knight f6, white can play pawn into pawn and bg5 and count on some advantage. Take, bishop g5 and count on advantage. Because after e3, Kasparov shot. For example, now suppose you play some c6, move e3. Now bishop d3 will come. Bishop d3 will come. So he gets a better game. bd3, knight e2, that plan. So to avoid this, many players play here bishop e7. Bishop e7. Now exchange variation is not good. If white plays pawn takes pawn, he gets nothing. Why? Because black bishop will come to f5. Now you don't have bf5. आपको bg5 normally जो knight f6 bg5 आता था अभी नहीं है. So you have to play. If you play knight f3, the whole plan will stop. White's plan is many variation. Kasparov's plan, bishop d3 and knight e2. This is the plan, which is not coming. Once you play knight f3, the whole setup is changed now. That is why he may play f4. Now this position is not dangerous. Okay, I will discuss how to play this position also. First, let me show you white side what one grandmaster does. E3. Now it is a careless move. He should play normal move now. He should play normal move. This is the point. White is going to castle long. White wants to castle long. So weaken in the king side is okay. Okay. Now suppose you play pawn come here, then it is very unpleasant. Knight will come, giving a threat. And if you come here, then h4 will come, giving you trouble. So you have to play bishop e6. So this is an important move. Bishop e6. Taking the pawn is not working. Suppose you take the pawn, this is quite risky. Because first I will come to queen b3. Now the queen is overloaded. Now you have problem here. The queen is overloaded. So if weakness is bad, so this will give trouble. Now you cannot go back. They're too much behind in development. Development there is problem. So you cannot accept that offer. It is not a gambit. It is an offer. Waiting for black to castle. White pawns and pieces are waiting him to castle. No problem. I will not be able to castle on the queen side, but I have got already more than enough. Enough. White has a ready-made attack building up. Defend knight. If you push, the pressure is gone. Enough. Plus minus. There is no weak point in white camp now. The king is awkwardly placed, but after king g2, everything is okay. The defect of black position, it is not only the white pawns and pieces ready, the most important piece, the queen. Black's queen is having doing nothing there. Thus, white goes for the standard battery in the long diagonal. Whatever you do, g6 is bad. I need the pieces for attack. I need pieces for attack. So I pull the bishop. Idea. Next move. Even I think g5 was also possible. This was possible, but I think this is the correct move. Winning the game. Even Galler could not defend. A great player. So this variation I want to show that somebody does not allow the exchange variation. You should play bf4. This variation. From the veteran this rapid match Kasparov Karpov 2009 exhibition match. He will not able to come now. The bishop is no good square. Plus Samdani and Samdani brother sister welcome. Yes, Beliavsky was a great player. He played candidates. He was in top 10 in the world for some time. He was in top 10. And he was also a trainer of Kasparov for some time. Main trainer of Kasparov. Okay, this is a good plan. And White got Kasparov got better of Karpov. Clear better. Systematically improved. No c5, nothing break. Plus minus. So many active pieces and good center. Plus, open the game and now white pieces are clearly on top. No knight f6. Finish. Great finish by Kasparov. Leading to mate. Even if you play, even if you play somewhere here, there is no respite. खत्म हो जाए. साक मारेगा. So very instructive game that you play bishop f4. So I'm going only the d4 players. I'm showing for d4 players. Many times I show only e4 games. So some d4 games also. Okay. Welcome Swam Das. To complete this variation, I show some more games. This is Sambat Luputian versus Elizabeth Ubilava. Plus, already a huge lead on king side. No threat. Why queen a5 is played when you cannot put further pressure? It is waste of move now, queen a5. Losing material. In exchange, we will pick up a pawn. Plus minus. Already ready-made attack. That white king in center, he cannot open line. King in the center is punished if you make a pawn breakthrough, open king file or queen file. Nothing. So, winning material. C1 is guarded. No tricks will work. This is just extra piece. Should win the game. So this is also a good way, good game. Please note these games. If you want to play this variation, please note this game. For D4 players, I am talking. Now three games of Anatoly Weiser I will show. BF5. Okay, if you play some knight move, then I will get the consistent bishop taking the important diagonal. Then ये bishop कहाँ जाएगा? Okay, castle knight e2. It's a standard plan. Now, if you castle s3 and knight e2, I will keep on doing that same setup. So here, he plays. You want to challenge. What can you do? What can you do if I take the pawn? This is the problem. The queen is overloaded, and you will end up weakening the queen side. No, this is ridiculous. He wants to free the queen, but what about the piece? What about this piece? What is the future of the piece? The stubborn fellow, very stubborn black. There is a threat. He is giving a threat of queen takes pawn. Eh? That is not so dangerous. Not so dangerous. There is no mate. There is no mate. The black bishop is unable to join the attack. There is no mate. Finish. So it is just uh, on this spot. This is come with preparation, giving material. The hope of attack will come. This is simply bad. What is the bishop h4 move? Because of the move, queen b3. Weakness is there. e4. Now this is actually better way to play. This is at least gain time. That white has to waste time to defend the pawn. So this is just bad. Giving a free hand to white. Free hand. कितना टेम्पो देगा? How many tempo you will give? अभी अगर रुक से मारेगा, rook into is not working. I can give threat what I can do now. I think knight e5, knight e5. बचाओ इसको, नहीं बच पाएगा, ये आएगा तो मार देगा, नाइट इंटू pawn मार देगा, and you cannot play, bishop check will kill. So unfortunately he has to play queen into, making a room for the king. A player cannot do against the, you cannot play against the principles. So bishop into pawn is just erratic and bad. Okay, I go to the next one, last one of this variation. Okay, he is playing decent chess this time, black, but plus white is better. Normal game where white is ready on the king side, you cannot castle, he will consolidate. The position is plus minus. Queen attack, only pushing the pawns will not attack. You push, I will grab the pawn. Suppose you push, knight into a4 is free. Bishop into pawn, and then anything on d7, c8 will hanging. It's all over. All over. So these three games and other games I showed you that variation is good. And those who are playing that exchange variation is good line. I must show you this. I must show you this. Now take. This is a good line to play with. Now if you play here, I can play that e3 and bishop d3, e3. Now suppose you play c6, bishop d3, and then knight e2 and castle and f3 e4 plan will come. Kasparov shot. Okay, this is a good line, and another line here, bd3. Now there is another line. Why this one? Okay, maybe I should show that game before wind up this variation. Kasparov shot will come. This one, and now you place castle and d4. This is a, you cannot accept the pawn. Accepting the pawn is very risky. Accepting the pawn is very risky because I can take bishop takes knight, and on queen takes it, then nd5 is coming. I will take the pawn, and even queen can come and attack double. So this is turn out to be not a good line for not accepting the pawn. And if you do not do, and he will just coordinate. White is already plus. Queen b3 will come, rook c1 will come, and is the main strategy. I want to bring the rook here and prepare for e4 e5 plus minus. So to avoid this line, the many players play here bishop e7, e6, then b7. Now exchange variation is bad. Now here the nc3, b7. Now this is not dangerous now, but you can play bf4 and try. Now you can play bf4, and I just showed you the line bf4 e3 and then bishop e6 means g4. You don't have to do that bishop f5 line here for black. Okay. Let us do some practical endgames. The higher you go up the ladder, you will face only endgames. 90% of games are basically only based on the technical part only. The grandmasters are very careful because anytime if there is a superior endgame, the opponent will exchange and give it trouble. That's why they are very careful about the technical aspect of the game. So I want to get you to practical endgames, few practical endgames today. Or if you want to know any kind of opening also, I will help you. Hello, Hari Krishna Parik and Tirth Shah. Okay, where is this one? This one, the wrong file. There, Baba. Second, I will get it. Give me 1 minute. I will go for the practical endgame positions. Ready? Getting 1 minute. Okay, I know where it is. Okay, it is around 600 something. All right, here it is. This particular question, it is now white to play. White played. It's up here. The point is now if you take knight into and take the pawn, white queen will enter with a mate threat and recover the pawn. So your judgment. Now the point is now white is offering the pawn, but white will regain the pawn with a mate threat and take. So is it a good decision? The point is, if you master the art of endgame, you will find out that this is a wrong decision. Even though White is a grandmaster, Pullak from Yugoslavia, rating of 2550, current rating strength will 2600. It is a wrong decision. The reason is the black queen will be centralized. Now, take. Now, what is the difference here? The difference is material factor is equal. Now, black queen is centralized compared to this queen. Now, the 2-1 majority will not work. Now, you will come here. Defend at the pawn. If you start pushing, you are unable to create pass pawn. Check will take the pawn. So, he comes. This is all bad. Well centralized. Now it is position. They are paralyzed. And black has a plan. Many times, I will find that article by Grandmaster Vladimiro. I will show you the examples given by him. Excellent article on queen ending. I will have to search that. I have not got. So the whole idea, the centralized queen and the superior pawn structure. This this set of things are winning positions. There is, if you passively, it will come gradually. If you stay passively, he will slowly gobble the position. So you start action. Idea, want to create a pass pawn. Take comes. Now if you coming here, then queen to b6 will come, queen check will come, and then pawn is there. The pawn is advanced. Suppose you come here, black's pawn is advanced. You go somewhere here, pawn push. The pawn is going to 7. So this lot sort of advantage that queen ending become decisive. So here he plays push, push. You are unable to push. Idea, next I want to come to some checks and then support that a1 square. Some 2 3 checks will come now. Lost. Suppose you come here and queen, there is a mate. Suppose you come here and come. Now if you come here queen, I will queen and queen at G7 will come. Not working. And presuming you both queen, then there is a checkmate here. So the decision was a mistake in the beginning. I want to tell you this sort of things that it is a mistake. Now it's a mistake to play this bad move. Oh, I think the whole game is there. I don't want to show the whole game. Yeah. So, okay, whose game it is? Balaso Baganian. Why it is Yuri Balaso, an acknowledged specialist in endgame. Balaso, he has written a fantastic book and a great player. So he plays here f4. How should black play now? Decision making in endgame. F4 is not a good move. But what black can do now? I would name, please note, maybe 10 players I will name now. If you study their games, your endgame will improve to a great extent. So to start from the top, I would like to put among the world champions that Vasily Smyslov, Anatoly Karpov. In the end game area, they were great. And other players, of course, were great in end game, like Botvinnik also was good, and Petrosyan was good. But specialist Karpov and Smyslov, they were great. Akiba Rubinstein, great. You know, among the players who did not become, Korsunai was great in end game. So Anderson, Ulf Anderson, Rafael Baganian. The technical aspect, they were playing excellent actually. So these players' games you should study. What happened here? He plays tempo. This is the problem, defect of the position. Now the point is, if you queen exchange, then black is much better. There is no good choice, and this is becoming plus. The normal player will take pawn takes pawn, and that white will be better. That is why I picked up. I have selected these end games especially which are instructive. Now this f4 post queen exchange and this lovely move. Taking the pawn is risky. Suppose you take the pawn. Suppose you take the pawn. It is risky business. Now you are going to lose this pawn. Now rook will come here. Now only move. And by that time you are free, then rook will come. This pass pawn will be created. The pass pawn will be created now. Now you have to come here, only move. And now rook will come and a pass pawn will be created. This is the problem. By that time you support. Now I will come here, not allowing counterplay. And you come, this should win slowly. There is another weakness. The knight will join now. So a very good decision. So he plays F. Idea, bishop F4 with active play. All the time, grandmaster don't want to be passive. They want to play action. So, and now the bishop versus knight, the knight is superior than the bishop because there are ready-made targets. Apart from being a bad bishop, there is a target for knight. This is winning. This is winning. The c4 pawn will fall and the d5 pawn, king will take care. King will take care. Now there is outside pass pawn, and you are observing that there is like a fortress he has built up. Fortress. The king cannot enter all this area. All this area is controlled. A pass pawn, two pass pawns, and this pass pawn is no problem. King is watching. Suppose you push the pawn. Suppose you push the pawn. This is enough. So the blockade and it is now the king and two pass pawns. Lost position. So he comes here and winning. Now, whole point is the position is not lost. In the beginning, if you see, this is not a lost position, it is a bad position. That's all. But this move decided completely. A player must be very patient. A player must be very patient to build up. Probably the position, maybe here, he should improve the position here. Maybe here, bishop. I think it is already a bad position. Nimjo Indian, typical Nimjo Indian structure. White is Grandmaster Grishchuk and Bhaganian. This I think I repeated this position. The position white stands better. White is better game. What is the advantage of white? White has two pass pawns. White has two pass pawn and a superior minor piece. This is compared to black. White pieces are better and two pass pawns and space clearly better game. What should white do now? Hello, Brandes Parik. How are you, Brandes? Now, logically speaking, as long as queens on the board, black can create some trouble. At the moment there is a threat. But if queens are exchanged, then white is winning hands down. आपको बस क्वीन एक्सचेंज कर देना है, उसके बाद ये पॉन तो चलेगा. दिस टू पॉन्स विल स्टार्ट रोलिंग. सो क्वीन एक्सचेंज एक वेरिएशन हमको पॉन दे देना है क्वीन एक्सचेंज करने के लिए. सो गिव ए मेट थ्रेड एंड देन क्वीन b3. द सिंपल प्लान. मेट थ्रेड तो बचाना पड़ेगा. आप कैसे भी बचाओ, हो गया काम. अभी भले पॉन जाने दो, आई एम एक्सचेंजिंग क्वीन. आप क्वीन से मारो, रुक से मारो, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मारो. अभी नाउ दिस नो स्टॉपिंग दिस पॉन्स. द नाइट इज आउट ऑफ एक्शन हियर and two bishops and pass pawns. Finish. This is start rolling. So you need to recognize transposing to a winning end game. A very important topic that many players fail to notice this. During the heat of the battle, sometimes forcing an end game by exchanging the queen or exchanging some pieces, a winning end game. Transposing to a winning end game. Okay, this position, it is white to play. Black has got some counter play. Black wants to rook reach to the 7th rank. Counter play. Now, how to play the position? It is actually a marvelous way he has played. Suddenly, this is the judgment of Grandmaster that the one piece is poorly placed. And now I will get time. Of course, you will regroup the rook. By that time, I get two moves. By that time, you come here or do whatever. I have got time to bring my king to the center. No problem. Now, white pieces are better. The knight is cutting off the rooks. And white is rolling. एक दो चेक आएगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. Finish. Now there is no more problem will come. Because if you give a further check, the knight will come. Or maybe rook into rook and knight. Even if it is possible, maybe rook into rook. No, I will not play rook into rook. Just knight. This should win the game. Now rook into rook will come. This pawn is under attack. So in the game he played bishop. He gave up actually, but actually it is all winning now anyway easily. The knight is coming, the pawn is falling. So the judgment of the grandmaster that cutting off the one of the opponent piece. Some 2-3 more endgames of Baganian. White Baganian, black is learner. Grandmaster learner is black here. I want you to find a plan for white. White is better. White has superior minor piece, better king comparatively, and they are not coordinated. The whole point is, if you give careless play, then black will consolidate. Now, the rook will not be able to join the game. If you come here, you can't castle. You have to play king e7, rook coming too slow. So, the main defect is rook, but he can play pawn push. And suddenly bring counter play, rook f6 will come. So, simple. After that, the rook is unable to come. No. The rook is unable to come. Otherwise, if you don't do this move, mechanical rook here, then everything is okay for black. From a lost position, you will get counter play. Very important to realize that timing. So it is important, just h4. And now the position is completely gone. You will lose lot of time in unable to coordinate. Now this is gone. No, I just overwrote it. Just again I come back. The judgment learner Constantine. अभी ये कहाँ पर रखा है बे ये किंग E3. No, ये तो H4. हाँ, see here at this point. वो कहाँ था? Where is the position? हाँ, H4. The position is bad. Plus minus. No counterplay. Now all four pieces of white in action. Black is uncoordinated. And superior minor piece. Plus. This little differences can change the result of the game. Suppose you did not play H4, then black would have got counterplay and good fighting chances. Okay. So white Baganian and black is Jan Helvest. So white is better. Look on the 7th rank. Now he is giving that pawn. Okay, I think if you take the pawn, it will not be good at the moment. You can't leave that pawn. Knight into e6 you cannot leave. Idea to double the rooks now. Plus minus. Back rank. The back rank. Look into knight check is coming. Now it is just what we call pawn islands and weak king. Black is pawn down and he has got two pawn island. White has no pawn weaknesses and also bad king position. It should win easily. Now I will take you to some opening. For example, let us say the opening making a decision. For example, here e4 and knight f6. Now e5 and d5. Main line, I am talking of main line. d4, d6, knight f3, this line. Okay. So here e6, bishop e7, c4, knight b6, pawn into, knight c3, castles. Now you can play bishop f4 is a good move. This is a good move. Bishop e3, good move. Now you have to develop the pieces. If you play d5, then c5 getting a queenside majority. This will turn out badly. b4 will come. This will be plus. Simply a4, b5 will come. And if you play here, knight here, then d5. Now the pawn is weak. You should be happy to play this kind of endgame. The black will have no counterplay. White will just pile up on the pawn. White will just pile up on the pawn. In the meantime, you could have improved the game. When he played bg4 also, here be2, he could also play s3 and bh5. An important thing because back rank will not be there. At this point, I will do all that castle, but I can do s3 also. Here, I can also play b2 here e6 s3. This is also a good move because the back if you give double bishop and if you go back, oh, I will continue the same thing castle c4 and c3 etc. Advantage to white. Now for example, in the other variation e4 and f6 e5, now d4 d6 knight f3 g6. Okay, so you can play c4, take pawn. Now knight c3, bishop g7, be3, castle. This is also giving an white has an edge actually in the pawn structure. So I will show a game of Joel Benjamin so that the queenside majority how it affects a game of Joel Benjamin. I will show you. So instead of the maybe G6. Am I wrong file? Not this. I'm not getting that one. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. This this is not the line I want looking for. Yeah, this is the game I was looking for. I am not allowing the knight coming. The bishop has a problem. He has no good square. The moment I bring knight bishop g4 is coming. So he's improving the position. And now the point is I am going to play b3. Now the point is here. Now why b3 is played so that I stop the counterplay f5 f4. Otherwise he will get counterplay with f5 f4. So a bad. You know this sort of thing going to a clear plus minus end. And the position white has a clear cut majority and going to a far superior end. The end game is very bad apart from a tactical target. The position is clear plus minus. Now f7 become a target. The bishop and the knight will create havoc there. Now c5. Now you have to play nd7. ये blunder होगा. ये blunder हो जाएगा. Huh? This is just a blunder. So you come here, bishop is coming and exchange chala gaya. So you have to play nd7 and after nd7 it is bad. For example, after nd7 he will play nf3 with the idea bishop c4 and g5. Now the threats are coming. The threats are coming. Suppose you come knight bishop and now if you stop like this to stop the knight move, he will anyway enter. Anyway he will enter. The knight will come into d6 or knight b5 and nd6 will come. So this whole point is one should avoid such a thing. This itself is plus. Suppose you play e5 here, which is natural, striking is center. Then you get into a totally horrible position. The end game is totally unattractive. You will have problem on the no. This is just losing a piece. You should have gone here, but it is anyway bad. Anyway, it is bad after nf3, bishop c4. Now you have to stop this. You cannot allow ng5. Huh? If you play some move like knight f8, ng5 will come. And then this knight is coming, this knight is coming, giving lot of trouble. So this gives the problem in endgame, this variation. Okay, I show you another position also, giving you trouble in endgame. Going back to Baganian, because not much time to show the game variation. This file I kept grandmasters, many grandmasters end games. But I'm showing Baganian because I like the clarity in his game. Okay, here Baganian is white and pot is black. Now black played knight into rook into. It is better to maintain the rooks on the board. It is better that pawn into will be bad because white king is coming. But there is rook on the board, there is some drawing chances. So he goes for a pawn end. Now this is enough. If you go like this, then a backward pawn will be created. So this is finished. Now 4-3 majority and the king will take care. This is enough to win the game. Because there is no chance. Even if you push the pawn, you are not a problem. That means you have to come king here and king here. Time. The question is, you need 4 moves for the pawn. And white is ready here. That is outside pass pawn. Black will be busy in defense. White will pick up the pawn. Black will be busy in the pass pawn here. Zugzwang. Enough. Too much time. Now you have to collect the pawn. You have to collect the pawn. 7-8 मूव तब तक ये स्वीप करके क्वीन हो जाएगा. So the whole point is you need to notice the, all kind of end games. Pawn ending is being transposed. One more end game I'll show you. Presence of opposite color bishop. Here he played, black played this. How should white play now? Very, very, they are great masters. To obtain mastery in chess, you have to master of endgame first. And it is also very important which books are you studying. Suppose you are studying the games of Tal, you will not like to play endgame, you will like to play attack. Suppose you are studying books of Smyslov or Karpov, then you will understand the technical finer points. Creating a pass pawn quickly. A C passer will be created. The time, the element of time. I am giving a threat. And after that, he actually gave up. But position is anyway lost. You cannot stop the pawn. Anyway, the pawn is going. You can't stop the pawn anyway. So it is important that you should not go for useless pawns. For example, after this, if you take the pawn, it will draw. If you go for the useless pawns, it is meaningless. So Tata Kaur said, you should always see what the quotes of grandmaster. In the end game, you should not take the unnecessary pawn. The important pawn. This is important pawn because a pass pawn will be created, and this pawn useless pawn. You take the pawn, then he will play a5 and it is a draw. If you take the pawn a5 will draw the game. All winning chances is gone. Please tell if you have written anything related to chess. Yes, Karthik Kesari, I have written. I have contributed several chess articles. There was the only chess magazine was there, chess made in those days. So I contributed chess articles. I contributed to chess informator. There is the only chess publication in, yeah, the only famous publication, only source of chess in knowledge in those days, chess information. So I have contributed to that also, and I contributed some chess article, and I also wrote a chess book which is unpublished. Unfortunately, it is not published. A different story. It is a book written by about analysis of classic games, mostly focused analysis of middle game. Because I was not good in end game in those days, I only wrote about the middle game and planning. So that book remained unpublished. There is some stories there. And another reason, I am actually very lazy in writing, typing, very lazy person. So it is now, I find it very easy. Just talking is very easy. So making a video is much better and easier than writing chess books, typing, and presenting the monogram. And I never like to write because there are many great writers of game. I cannot contribute a book on endgame. There are much better books on endgame. I cannot contribute anything better than the games already there, written by great players. So I thought that I'm not going to write. Okay, I can write a beginner book. There are already hundreds of books on beginners book. So there is nothing new. So I thought, but making a video is good. I don't have to. The position you keep talking. So basically, when you write, you are writing your mind. So the reader knows that this is good, this is bad. This is what I am doing now. So suppose I make a prepared video of Mikhail Tal or a journey of Viswanathan Anand from his childhood to the world championship. So anything, it is easier to present me in a video form. So I am not writing. Maybe I'm thinking I should do a video of systematic lessons. What I'm doing is also teaching, but I have to prepare. Suppose I'm writing a book on how to attack. I'm making a video. Then there are many videos, but I can select and show the ideas. Now I can write a book on planning. That this is a good position, how to plan. These are the defects. Counter attack, playing actively. Now, for example, playing actively, I kept a game. I should have shown you today. I have not showed you. Let me show you that game. I forgot to show you. Now this position. Boris Pasky. I learnt a lot. Basically, honestly speaking, I read the games of certain players and books of certain players that helped me in my career a lot. For example, I studied Anatoly Karpov's games. Basically, I did not understand everything of them, but it helped me at least to improve my endgame technique, my skill. That these are bad positions, this can be won. The best games of Karpov. Great book. Then I studied Alekhine's book written by Krotov. Fantastic book. Two books he has written on Alekhine's best game, volume 1, volume 2. Terrific books. It helped me. Then I wrote 600 best games by Max Hue. Max Hue wrote a fantastic book, The Best Games of All World Champions. Fantastic. Great book. Then I read, a book by Alexis Sutin, The Strategy of the World Champion. What a great book. Unfortunately, many of his books are not published in English. It is in German language. I don't know. He is a Russian. Why it is only in German language? Anyway, fantastic book. That book helped me tremendously. Then Planning in Chess by Janos Flesch. Then Planning in Chess by, there are so many books. But these are the books played important role in my development of chess understanding. Read the articles by Paul Keres, especially the articles by Gligoric. Great writer. Gligoric, selected chess masterpieces, and Game of the Month. So I'm thinking seriously to get some time, some and make some videos which are very instructive and for intermediate player. I mean, the players who are willing to become IM for that level. Definitely, that those videos will help. So here, a such position, let us say Boris Spassky. Tal Spassky's games also helped me to a great extent. Especially, I like Boris Spassky. Fantastic player. Black is Boris Spassky. Now the point is the art of playing actively. At the moment, white is giving a threat. White is giving a threat. Okay. The queen is there, so white is giving a threat. The queen is there. So black has a choice. He can move the king. He can move the king. This is not a good idea. Going against the bishop's line. So you should move king. This is one. Other choice is to find an active plan. Always Spassky, Tal, they all priority they gave to active move first. Now there is an attack. How to meet the attack? The attack is there. So one choice, I can move the king. Spassky played queen. Active move. You cannot take the pawn. If you take the pawn, knight h5 and piece down. Simply one piece down. And queen into h6. And main idea, it is not that he is stopping. The main idea is action. Action in the center. Suppose you play passively, then he will keep improving the position. Next move he will play bishop c4. आगे वो bishop c4 खेलेगा और आपके पास कोई एक्टिविटी नहीं. So Spassky played the brilliant. Now bishop b3, d5. You take, and black is active. Now there is no more attack. Active. All threats gone and black pieces are more active. This is the art of playing actively. Whole direction changes. If you play king at h7, it is bad and very passive. Now queen e6 change the entire thing. Okay. I'm not going to write any book now. I'm going to make just videos. Some simple videos, systematic preparation, how to play some end games, basics, explaining them. Because the books are written, but books don't explain everything. And there are also some videos written, but there is room for I can write now for intermediate player. I can write some middle game planning and classic games, but it will take time. As I told you, I am very lazy person, so I will do that, but it will take. Definitely, I am going to do video. So everything changed after the book release. दिशा बदल जाता है. यहाँ पर दो चॉइस है. You can play king h8 or you can play here. दो चॉइस है. Everything changes. So I will be back again today to 2:30. My main position today. Okay, I will continue with the topic playing actively. How to play actively in many positions. Maybe I will do less number of diagram but more discussion. Instead of playing some 20, maybe I will make it 10, but at great length I will do. Okay, so I will see you again at 2:30 friends. तब तक सबको मेरा नमस्कार. Take care and bye.